За би нэг саяар болж өнөөдөр энэ номыг дуусгаар нэг хөл аягаа бичиж эхэллээ гэж. За тэгэхээр аа бид нар яагаад ухаалаг ирчүү гэрэлтгүү вэ гэдэг сэдвээр явж байгаа. Тэгээд тэгээд тэгэхээр за number 4. Divorce and suicide. It was a warm spring day as I drove along the freeway. I was 6 months into my separation and still in the matrimonial, trying to hash out the detail of my divorce. I was driving into the office in my truck, feeling utterly depressed about how things were going for me. This was when the overwhelming thoughts of suicide entered my mind. I felt powerless, and the notion of taking off my seatbelt, polluting the truck, and quickly summoning into concrete pillar entered my mind. I feared it would be our past. It was easily the lowest point in my life. My life was out of control, and I had no idea if I was going to survive financially or even see my daughter grow up. Throughout history, men have been conditioned to be too tough and to man up. We fight in horrible wars and do incredibly dangerous jobs that women aren't typically willing to do, like working mines or on oil rigs. But when it comes to the emotional and economic toll of a divorce, simply put, men can't cope very well. Divorced men are also more than twice as likely to commit suicide as married men, and divorced men are almost 10 times more likely to kill themselves than divorced women. But this is something that the mainstream media won't shine a spotlight on. Remember, men are disposable, women are protected. Disposable. Өмнө энэ өвчтөнд гарчсан гэхдээ тэгээд тараад intended to be drawn away from this. Нэрлэгдсэн дараа okay. Children and divorce. Even in today's modern world where women are working and have income equality, mothers are still awarded a primary caregiver custody order about 80% of the time. That usually means that the father sees his children every other weekend and Wednesday night for dinner only. Family lawyers say this is par for the course, and it's often called the screw over daddy deal. Women often argue children need their mothers, and family law still sides with that notion, which of course is utter nonsense. Children need access to both of their parents if they are going to be an effective member of society as an adult. Approximately 43% of children in North America are raised by a mother. Here's some more statistics that men should know when relying on the mother to raise their children. Fatherless boys and girls are twice as likely to drop out high school, twice as likely to end up in jail, and are 4 times more likely to need help for emotional and behavioral problems. 85% of youths in prisons grew up in fatherless homes. 85% of children who exhibit behavioral disorders come from fatherless homes. 71% of pregnant teenagers lack a father. 63% of youth suicides are from fatherless homes, 5 times on the average. Mothers by an overwhelming margin are doing most of child rearing post-divorce, and despite how single mothers are praised in media for being strong and independent, they are often doing a terrible job at it. How marriage changes men. A lot of men are coached to divorce into their marriage with some beliefs they came to learn weren't true, and most of those men were downright shocked by what happened to them. Men's testosterone levels decrease. It's been proven that when a man lives with a woman and has children, his testosterone levels drop. Some would argue that this process is just andropause and natural, but unmarried men of the same age usually have higher testosterone levels than their married counterparts. Paternity fraud. While it's difficult to get reliable statistics on this because of genocentric laws in some Western countries that lean towards the no paternity testing, it's estimated that somewhere between 10 and 30% of married men are raising children that aren't biologically theirs. This is a big issue because one of the big selling points of marriage to most men is the ability to pass down his seed. Marriage is in theory anyway supposed to protect paternity. Betatization by a thousand concessions. Women will constantly test a man's sperm. The vast majority of men will go through the slow process of agreeing to his wife's endless requests and demands. It often starts as honey, put your dark clothes in the dark amber and your white clothes in light amber before progressing on to let's go vegan together and may eventually escalate to let's have a poly relationship which inevitably ends in the speech about how she loves you but isn't in love with you. Throughout your marriage, the question isn't if you will be a better date, it's more of by how much and will it be to the point that you become so unattractive to her she leaves. It's important to note that women don't do this intentionally, it's just a natural part of family nature alongside the societal conditioning of the sexes. Reduced sex drive. Men often marry under the impression their wife will reward them with their reliable, consistent, and wild sex that they had before they got married. Yet one of the big search queries from married men is, how do I get my wife to fuck me? Sexless marriages are extremely common today. Introducing this into the relationship will dramatically change the dynamic between both of you, her sexual availability and her enthusiasm for you. Another often overlooked reason for this is that her competition anxiety drops considerably when she lives with you. She also subconsciously knows family love has her back. She knows where you are at all times and where you live. Therefore, the competition anxiety that she had when you were both living under separate roofs would keep the hamster between her ears, caffeinated with her constantly wondering what you might be up to. For more information on competition anxiety, search entrepreneurs in cars what is competition anxiety. How to minimize the risks of marriage. I've had a man propose all kinds of ways to eliminate the risk of divorce rape, from importing brain brides to surrogacy. Surrogacy look, there's no way to remove all risk, but from my research I've discovered a few things that you can do to minimize it. Live where shared custody is default in arrangement in divorce. Custody. There are few places around the world where open divorce. Both parents share custody 50-50 by default unless one parent can prove that the other parent is to risk to children's safety. So if one parent is heroin addict, with the history of violence or criminal activity, then there may be an argument for a sole custody hearing. However, be sure to ask family lawyer in your country about this. Okay. Have about prenatal and postnatal agreement. Prenatal isn't enough, and many people will tell you they really aren't worth it, and the paper they were written on during the divorce is especially true. 10 years have passed since you got married and she stayed home to raise three kids while you worked. They just have less value over time. However, there are cases where judges have imported the prenuptial because the postnuptial was seen after the marriage. Thereby confirming the original terms. You must remember any nuptial agreement loses value over time as circumstances change. Again, be sure to ask family lawyer in your country about the best way to handle this. You must protect your assets. Don't marry down too far. Men typically marry down. It's not uncommon for a VP of accounting who's making $360,000 a year to marry a hairdresser that's earning just above the poverty line. When you marry down, she doesn't return her hairdresser lifestyle upon divorce. It's you who will be expected to maintain lifestyle she became accustomed to in the marriage. Family law doesn't allow women to return the poverty line, especially if there are children in the equation. Therefore, if you choose to marry in a Western country, then pick someone that brings similar assets to the table, or ideally someone who earns as much or more than you. Alternatively, brings its own unique set of problems in divorce. Don't marry a feminist. Feminism teaches women they don't need men, that we men are disposable, how men have oppressed women, why men are privileged sex, and that women are better than men. You simply cannot expect a woman to stick around when they subscribe to a belief system that indoctrinates women into simultaneously being a victim and supremacist, all while hating the opposite sex. Seek the bright traits. They are clarity, stability, maturity. Clarity, purity, and my friend Doctor Sean T. Smith, author of book The Tactical Guide to Women, would consider women who display these traits as being high-quality women. Read this book, then read it again, seek out the traits, avoid the dark traits. There are narcissism, Machiavellianism, psychopathy. Narcissists are easy to spot. They choose a woman that's constantly seeking attention on social media throughout the day. Machiavellianism is the person is so focused on their own interests that they will manipulate, deceive, and exploit others to achieve their goal. Psychopathy is traditionally a personality disorder that is the character characterized by persistent antisocial behavior, impaired empathy and remorse, and bold, disinhibited, and egotistical traits. It's sometimes considered synonymous with sociopathy, although it's not specified in the dark trait. I would add borderline personality disorder or PD to this list of traits to avoid. Wait 2 years before you marry. In this book, clinical psychologist Dr. Shanti Smith pointed out that women can put on act, especially if they are post-war and the rush to get married due to baby rabies. Therefore, be sure to hire slow and fast. Fire fast your due diligence and take your time waiting a woman on the biggest complaint that men who marry too quickly have is they learn that they were merely dating the representative of the women and that the nice representative leaves after she says I do if I at the 2 year mark it's not the hell yeah, then it's definitely fucking no. Live together. You'll only see someone through color when you live with them. Live with them for at least 6 months to see if you still like them on the 7th month. Also, don't listen to people that tell you their marriages have a higher chance of failure if you live together before you marry. This is true in North America by a tiny percentage point. But in Europe, most marriages pair better where a couple lives together first. See how she handles stress. Flight got cancelled, her baggage was lost, Sandra at the office's Royal Beach every day. See how she handles stressful situations and if she can make the best of them. Stress happens in marriage, so dealing with stress maturely is a skill needed to a successful marriage. Avoid the women that can't handle stress or one that makes mountains out of molehills. She has a good relationship with her father. I'm assuming you are a masculine man or one seeking that level of excellence. How can you expect a woman to admire and look up to you if she didn't have a positive masculine male role model in her life growing up? See my chapter 20 red flags to avoid in this book as I covered the issues extensively there. She takes your name. Okay. We live in a world today where some women, usually feminists, won't take on your last name. Sometimes I heard of weak better men taking on their wife's last name in an environment there is burden of all risks are men's shoulders. Your wife should take on your last name and no definition isn't acceptable either. It shows that she is in it for the long haul and is willingly entering your frame. There are some cases where women with professional designation, for example, a lawyer or a doctor, can change their surnames without a substantial amount of hassle. But as far as the marriage license, passport, divorce license, etc., our last name should change to yours. Don't complicate the wedding. Don't get involved in the long drawn process that is wedding planning, photographers, videographers, band, DJ, limo, venue, meal plan, invitations, and so on. If you let yourself get carried away in planning, then you will overspend on something that already has 50% chance of failure. Therefore, keep it simple. Have a just of the piece perform it, or even better, make it fun and have destination wedding. Statistics also show that more expensive weddings have higher probability of divorce, and women that is your friend and admires your will not insist on a giant party that's all about her. Marriage is utterly unnecessary in today's day and age. It's all risk for men and all reward for women. If you want to have children, then my advice is to leave any Western country, state, or province that's hostile towards men. Still live somewhere where there's ideally no alimony, division of assets, and child support to worry about. There are still feminine women that frown upon feminism and will masculinity being one of these women that live where the law isn't going to destroy you. The call out never forget the woman you marry will not be the same woman that you divorce. A woman's true character will be revealed during divorce, so don't be surprised if she makes up lots of crazy stories to get family law and potentially even their bodies to do their dirty work for her. If you have kids with her, then be ready for her to weaponize them during the divorce. She'll do absolutely everything in her power to turn them against you and alienate them from you. Rest assured that this will test your personal resolve, especially when bringing alienate from their kids is one of the biggest reasons why so many men either commit suicide or at the very least contemplate it. If you've been bitten teased by a thousand conditions and you begin to take back your life and freedom, then you can be absolutely certain that your wife will be fight you tooth and nail to prevent this. Expect the shit tests to escalate to never person epic lives as she pokes and prods at this new you to seek if you truly are taking your balls back out of her handbag or if you're just taking it. Before getting married, go see a divorce lawyer together and do not be guilt tripped or shamed by your LTR for doing this. That in and of itself is a major red flag. Invest the money needed for a 1 hour consultation with a local divorce lawyer to find out how divorce would pan out for you to live. Just think if a skydiving instructor informed you that not only did your parachutes only have a 50% chance or less of opening, but that you would also immediately lose legal access to everything that you had worked hard for the minute you jumped, including access to your kids, would you still want to jump off the plane? That's funny. In conclusion, so there you have it, several of society most component lies crash bias, series of cold hard truths all in your eyes to open up this truth is the basis of ultimate playbook to understanding how to get better self in life and with movement ultimately transforming you into the unplugged as you want to be. This book's just a no-bullshit introduction to the harsh realities that men around the world face today. There's much more unpack which I may release in a future book. The Red Flag chapter, for example, could contain significantly significantly more red flags, but for the sake of simplicity, I had to distill that chapter down to the basics. Throughout this book, I will reference several other books that I strongly suggest you read. Consider those books next if you would like to dive even deeper into the rabbit hole of becoming more advanced and masculine. When you take a red pill, it's like being fractured and then taking your first drink from the fire hose. You're thirsty of the information, but the sheer volume of information comes at you with shocking intensity and speed. With that in my mind, I suggest reading this book a few times over, especially if my cold hard truth bombs make the beta inside you feel deeply uncomfortable. If you're new to my work, I invite you to browse my YouTube channel called Entrepreneurs in Course. At the time of writing this book, I've uploaded almost thousand free videos from you to watch to learn from that are perfect complement to information in this book. Okay, 예부터 subscribe. She. Similarly, if you are looking to connect with the like-minded men from around the world that are actively working going at the 1% man, then consider joining my private men's community. I offer my members many exclusive benefits, including discounted one-on-one coaching with me. Continue your journey by watching the introduction video here. Okay. Apparently, it's essential to remember to point out unplugging from the comforting lies you've been told by society isn't to hate women or to evenly witness the taste in your mouth. It's about accepting and then fully embracing the realities of life as strong, driving, masculine man, which includes the requirement of being truly at peace with women and not hating them for what they can never be to you. Peace, Rich Cooper. Glossary. За ингээд ном маань ерөөхдөө дуусч байна. Тэгээд нэрт тайлбар. One it is unhealthy attachment to one woman where man desperately pines for whole attention and intimacy. The women question often could care less about his existence. Men who get on it is often subscribe to a notion of her being his one true love only to see her move on to another man while he suffers and sucks in misery, hoping she will one day return. Spinning blades. This is a term used to describe simultaneously dating multiple women in non-monogamous fashion, aka casual dating, and it's a tactic that often used by men who are dis- disinterested in a conventional monogamous relationship or by someone who knows that he's prone to developing one it is or prefers waiting woman for an LDR by allowing contrast and cooperation, which allows the cream is best played to rise to the top. It's important to note that you never overtly state your spinning plates. You just do it and let your actions signal by lack of your ability that you are a spinner plates. Women are not only by nature master plate spinner and often date multiple men at once, unless of course they feel that they found their best hypergamous option. The same way, and do it alone valued sex marks, for example, your physique, style, game training, confidence. These all have an undoubtedly perceived value to women to more you check inside your natural with consciousness. Your walls. That's okay. That's okay. Тэгэхээр энэ хүртэл хав байсанд баярлалаа. Тэгээд энэ номны арт гарлаа. Дараагийн номоор Neil Strauss ялаа. Тэг за дараагийн номоор тэг геймийг шиг бодчихно. За гэм тэгээд дараагийн ном дээр бас бодсон. The Way of Many-г уншиж болжээ. Come on. Заавал өрөөрдөг. Шорогддог. За тэгэхээр ингээд авчи. За nice. За тэр энийг бол нэлээд удаан унших юм шиг байна. За тэгээд next бас юм. 468 цэцтэй ном байна. Тэгээд 2005 онд бичигдсэн ном шүү. За тэгэхээр энэ лайв тааж байсан баярлалаа. Тэгээд баяртай.